Diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. Check, we Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, then find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. To the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her. We Ric Flairing on her, flaring on her.
DQ, baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids. D-Phase. Yeah. Boise State. Yeah. Ric Flairing on them. Ric Flairing on them. Ric Flairing on them. Ric Flair, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty. Listen, I'm back with another one. Happy Tuesday. All right, listen. I'm gonna be with Paris on this one. JSU didn't bring this up. All right, I want to be very clear. JSU did not bring this up, but I've been seeing this on Twitter, saw it a little bit on Instagram, and I want to talk about it. And off the rip, a lot of Jackson State fans are going to be actually surprised with my standing on this one. If I'm being real, I'm gonna be a whole buck. Listen, you know I call a spade a spade. Let's go with the video first, okay? I'm gonna play the video of where it came from first, and then we'll talk about the discussion as we go.
I think they're solid and safe picks. When we talk college football, we all have a couple of teams in our league who can compete for a national championship. But what about the teams at the mid-level or the bottom of these leagues that are barely hanging on to the Power 5 conference? Some of those teams probably don't belong. I think there's one team led by one guy who can create a lightning rod for college football throughout the country if he listens to me right now and makes this one big-time move. All right? Deion Sanders. You don't have to go to Florida State. You don't have to go to TCU. You don't have to go to Georgia Tech. You pick the phone up and you call Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Cuban, and you tell them you need the money for a new stadium. You need the money for your 85 scholarships, and you become the most dynamic African-American head coach to ever coach in college football, and you take your HBCU Jackson State program to the Big Ten and Power 5 football.
I do not disagree. I'm so, like, and listen, it would do me no better joy than to be on here and clown Jackson State fans till the cows come home. But there is some validity to what he's saying. And I know, listen, please, Blue, you my boy. Don't go in here and killing me, all right? Do not, because I want to take it in a totality, right? I want to take it in a totality. Deion Sanders, I'm going to try to break this down as much as possible. If you take Deion Sanders out of the SWAC, if you take Deion Sanders out of the Celebration Bowl, he's probably top 5 in coaching impact. You can put him up with Ryan Day. You can put him up there with Nick. We're not talking. Listen, I want to be very clear. We're not talking about championships, right? See, what a lot of people fail to realize is Deion's impact goes beyond winning championships at this point. It's him, his brand, his aura, his je ne sais quoi. Like that's it. Deion has a thing about him that just attracts players, right? So if the name of the game is recruiting, right? The name of the game is recruiting. He's going to be top 5. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. I do not care what you're talking. If you're talking about pure recruit, if he can get a 5-star player to come to Jackson, Mississippi, if he can get a 5-star athlete to come to Jackson, Mississippi with no real resources other than say, hey, I'm Deion. If you give him what he needs, I don't see why he can't be impactful, because the only thing that separates a lot of these Power 5 coaches from what Deion has is the resources. Because if you put him on the same level, and I don't give a damn, you could put him on anybody's level. If you give him the same amount of money, he will out-recruit you every day of the week. He will out-recruit you any day of the week. Any day of the week, he will out-recruit you. So the factor goes to this. If he can get the funding, right? This is where the part that I'm so interested, because he only has, listen, if he gets into the Big Ten, he only has to make it a year to get the TV money. So once you get the TV money, you're good. So it's literally like taking out, it's like a flipping of the house. I'm going to put money into the house so that when you get there, and you can start recouping the money, because if each school is getting $100 million, if UCLA was in debt, they went to the Big Ten and got their debt wiped. So listen, I really believe, and if you got a conglomerate of black billionaires, listen, man, I'm a think outside the boxer. Okay. I'm sorry. Y'all can call it whatever you want. I would, if you're talking about thinking outside the box, if you Deion, we're not talking about no any old coach. We're not talking about no any old guy. We're talking about Deion freaking Sanders. You're telling me he can't get a black conglomerate of people to say, yo, put in $10 million. He can't find 10 millionaires to put in $10 million. You know, like you telling me he can't find 15 millionaires to put in $5 million. Like, let's think big, bro. Like, let's stop playing. Like, if you get Diddy, Jay-Z, Kanye, if you get all these people in line to give you money, to donate money to Jackson State, it can it can happen. It can happen. And all you're really looking for to do is to get into the to the Big Ten so that you can get the money that comes out the contract. The funny thing is, I don't think the finances are the worst part, right? And Blue, Blue, hey, listen, Blue gonna come with the stats. The smallest football budget in the Big Ten is record $32.9 million, which is 15 times more than Jackson State's football budget of $2.1 million in 2021. Please stop the madness, right? That's great and dandy. We're talking, that's money. You can go raise money. Thank you. You can get Magic Johnson. You can get Diddy. You can get Ye. You can get Oprah. You can get Tyler Perry. All of these guys can give you $5, $8, $10 million. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can find Jerry Jones. You can get Jerry Jones to do, like, the money is not the issue. If I'm being a whole buck, the money is not the issue. The issue is HBCU mindset. This is the issue. This is the issue, is the fans. The HBCU fans are the issue. You're not going to want to go up to Michigan. You're not going to want to go to Ohio State. You don't want to go tailgate with white people. You don't want to do it because you don't want to do it now. That's the problem. The money is not the problem. You don't like white schools. That's the only issue with this. Listen, Deion can go get, and I really believe, and I'm not trolling, like I'm being so dead ass right now. Deion can get all the money in the world, but you have to change your mindset on how you view PWIs. That's the issue. So yes, I wholeheartedly believe Deion can go get the money. If it's 50 million, if it's 60 million, he's worth the investment. Him alone, Deion Sanders is worth the investment. The problem is the fan base that you're bringing doesn't love football enough. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. The fans don't like football enough to go be in the Big Ten and only play white schools. That's where the predicament comes in. You do not love football enough to go play white institutions. That's your issue. You don't love football enough to get out the mindset of, oh my God, these white people don't tailgate like us black people. They don't listen to music like us black people do. They don't jam with the band like we do. Because that's not the Big Ten's focus. The Big Ten's focus is to play football. So That is the real issue. I wholeheartedly believe the money is not the problem. Like, I get what Blue is saying of Jackson State having a low budget, but if you don't believe that Deion freaking Sanders cannot go out and get $60 million from somebody, from a group of people, you're bugging. You're absolutely bugging. You're absolutely bugging. All the factors of why this would not work is not on Deion Sanders. I want to make that very clear. I'm going to say that again. All the factors that I believe this could work, that Jackson State could go to the Big Ten, is not because of Deion Sanders. It's not because of the coaching. It's no recruiting. I believe day one, you walk into the Big Ten, Deion Sanders can out-recruit half of the Big Ten, other than USC because it's in Southern California. But a lot in UC, I mean, you can out-recruit UCLA. But I believe he can out-recruit Nebraska. He can out-recruit Michigan State. He can out-recruit who else is in the freaking Big Ten? Wisconsin. He can out-recruit them dudes. He can out-recruit any of those schools. Because the factor is, when Deion walks into your living room and when Deion says, when Deion walks into your living room and he says, we Power 5 now, there's no excuse why you can't get drafted. There's no excuse why you can't get drafted. When he walks into your living room and he says, yo, we playing with the big boys now, like, come play with us. I don't see that being the reason why it wouldn't work in the Big Ten. I really don't. And you guys can be like, oh, whatever. Nah. Because all the reasons why it's harder for him to recruit in the FCS is simply because he can't get players drafted like he wants to. But if you telling me he moves to the Big Ten, you take the blinds off of, we're FCS football. FCS football doesn't really do much. FCS football. If you take that dynamic away from Deion, I don't see why it wouldn't work. Yeah, this is the only reason to me why it won't work. This is the only reason. That's just my personal opinion. Hey, what's up, Dre? Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man? I agree with you. Money is not going to be the issue. It's not. Once again, it's going to come out to the president and the AD. I think Ashley is very much a progressive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Progressive person. To me, it's going to come down to the president. Now, if the president's like, hey, Ashley, whatever your decision you make, then they could go. Be truthful, I believe the Big 12 is more their footprint because it's closer.
Facts.
Kansas and I forgot who else they got down. Now they got UCF. So that Texas area and Houston and all that. So that's really a better play because it's closer. If we're talking about budgeting wise and all that. That's in the footprint. The reason I get what you're saying with the footprint. I'm looking at it because, if I'm an investor in Jackson State, I can't keep shelling out money. I got to make sure that you're getting money in. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get into the Big Ten, you're guaranteed $60 million. Oh, yeah. You get what I'm saying? So, I get that. So my investment. I agree with that. And I believe that he could get in. There ain't nobody that won't pick up the phone for him. And they could waive whatever they want and put it on the back end because they know what the number is going to be. Hey, you're going to get $60 million. Hey, you pay $15 million a year for so many years. There's your money back. Yeah. So it's definitely not a money thing. I believe, once again, it's going to be a president thing. And Ashley Robinson seems like he's one of them progressive ADs that you can have everything you want because as much as everybody in the SWAC thinks they ain't going to move together, somebody has to be the first. Mm-hmm. In reality, they are not going to move together anyway. But somebody has to be the first. And to say that you're in the Big Ten, you're right. It won't be a talent issue.
I mean, it won't even be a money issue. I believe if the president is on board, because that's what it's going to come down to. I believe Ashley Robinson and Deion will be. But if the president, that would be the only thing that will hold them back, to me. That's it, really. It won't be a money. It won't be talent. That's it, because it stops at the top. You know, them decisions are made at the top. And then once you're in the Big Ten, then it's easy for you to get money from the state. Now they want to sit there and be part of that now.
Facts. Now they want to see Mississippi be a part of, you know, the Big Ten and see how that works out for them.
Yeah.
I agree. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Dre, these calls are coming in. Let me hit you back, bro.
Okay.
All right, man. Let me see. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name Courtney. I'm calling from Kansas.
Talk to me.
I think it's impossible, even though you said you think Deion could get $60 million. I just looked it up. In 2018, the Purdue spent the least amount on athletics. That was $102 million. So you got to add a whole lot more money to the budget to be in the Big Ten as far as all sports. And I don't think they would take just any school as far as just for football. I mean, they did with Notre Dame, but let's be real. JSU is not Notre Dame, and it's not even close, and they don't even generate nowhere near the income that Notre Dame generates each year. So I think I like the topic, but it's far-fetched. Never happened. I don't care what Deion got going on. It'll never happen. Thank you.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, let me go ahead and get you out the way. What's up, Coach Green?
What's up, man?
What's goody?
Oh man, I don't know why really feel like you trolling, but I'm gonna go along with it. And this is I could if the money there, I could see it happen. And this is something I always wondered. And tell me what you think. I always wondered if our HBCUs were getting that same type money. Our D1 HBCUs getting that same type money with the Damian Wilsons, Deion Sanders, and Dooley people. Would they better to out recruit some of these schools?
That, you know, like, I think it would take time for a lot of other, like, let's say if let's say Dooley got, you know, $60 million. I'm not saying that he couldn't, but I really like, the thing with Deion is his brand, like his brand is so big. Like that's the thing that makes this so realistic for me, is that Deion's brand is so big. So what it might take a Dooley 5 or 10 years to accomplish when it comes to recruiting, I believe Deion can revamp it in 2 or 3 years, because it's all about taking that FCS cloak off, right? Because everybody wants to be Power 5. Everybody wants to be Power 5. If Deion can become Power 5, that to me, that's like taking with the okay, let me give you a good example. Deion is Superman, right? But in the FCS, he has kryptonite right beside him. So he can never really be who he really is. If he goes Power 5, you take the kryptonite away from him and you see the full-fledged ability of Deion Sanders. That's my point.
Yeah. And this is why I say that. Because of Deion, people like them could piggyback off that. And then, you know, one of the things you always talk about, our culture pretty much sells itself.
Mm-hmm.
And if all them with the same amount of money, they get them students on their campus to visit, and with the facilities and everything, and they see the culture, it pretty much sells itself. But Deion gonna be the first one to do it, but I think they could piggyback right off of him.
I don't listen, man. I know this is probably a topic that people are just throwing to the wind, but I really don't believe money's the issue. Like, I really believe if brains got put together and somebody could come up with a way to get money together from different billionaires, I really believe it could happen. My issue is everything on screen is my biggest issue.
HBCU fans do not like PWI schools.
I can tell you this about fans, period. And this is what fans do. They may dislike something at one point, but when they see the winning, it goes away and they go right along with it because winning cures everything.
I agree with that. Everybody loves a winner.
Winning cures everything.
I believe everybody loves a winner.
You can dislike something so bad, but if you winning, oh man, fans get quiet. They be like, oh yeah, we could beat everybody. They go right along with it. You know, it's like Dallas Cowboy fans always say they the Americans team. You know, but they very quiet when they're losing, but when they winning, you can't tell a Cowboy fan nothing. Am I right?
Nah, you spot on with that one because when we hot, baby. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. And if I'm being honest,
Twitter and everything, so that's all they're gonna take is winning.
Listen, this is
that's
my
pretty
thing.
much all I had to say.
Okay, hey, no problem, Coach Green. Appreciate the call, right? And listen, it's certain things. I think there's just certain things that even if you give, I'll say like this. This is how confident I am in Deion's brand, right? This is how confident I am, and I don't know why you guys think I'm trolling. Like I'm dead ass right now. This is how I think Deion's brand is so big. If you gave Deion a Rutgers budget, and I mean this in everything, I mean this in all my soul. I put this on my kids. I put this on my kids. If you give Deion Sanders the same resources and the same budget as Rutgers, I think he can still make noise in the Big Ten. I really believe that because of his brand. If you can get 4-star players to come to goddamn Jackson, Mississippi in the FCS with no resources, literally just saying, hey, I'm Deion, come down here. If you give him anything to work with, you have a dangerous person in the midst. That's why I'm telling you, Deion Sanders in the FCS is like Superman with kryptonite. He can't do everything he wants to do. But if you take him to the Power 5 level, you give him basic resources. If you give him basic resources that everybody across Power 5 has, you're dealing with a dangerous person because you cannot take away the cool factor of Deion. You can't take it away. I'm sorry. It's just who he is. It's just, I don't get how people are not seeing this. Like, it's not, to me, it's not a money thing. It's literally just like, yo, will people go support? Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
What's going on, Scotty? This is Gabriel from Memphis.
What's up?
Okay. Now, I think we had a conversation about this a while back, man. Matter of fact, I think you was on with Blue, and we had a conversation about this. As a matter of fact, Deion, it's a part of Deion's contract, from what I understand, that if he gets Jackson State to a larger conference, he gets a raise.
Yeah.
Now, you hit on a major point. If Deion getting a 5-star recruit, like you say, with no money, imagine what he's going to do if he make it to a Power 5 or FBS. And that caller before Coach Green was saying, it'll never happen. Okay, they said Deion would never get a 5-star. And as far as the fans, I agree with you. And as far as the fans, we don't need to be in no Power 5. We don't need this. We don't need that. But they want to compare themselves to the Power 5, and then complain when don't nobody draft. Nobody from the HBCU. especially Jackson State fans. But that's all I got to say, man.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate the call. Hey, 8566 coming to you. Hey, caller, you allowed to talk to me.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Scotty? This is Jay Love. I'm just calling you from my personal number.
What's up, Jay?
Man, nothing much, man. I just want to call. I got to piggyback off your last statement because it's so true. If anybody going into this situation, this how I feel. The reason why I feel like this can happen because the hardest part of making this happen is over with. That's finding a coach that can walk on water. That's finding a coach that can do something. Excuse me. In HBCU football, in the SWAC that no coach has ever done. That was the hard part. Jackson State got it. Now, of course, there's gonna have to be little issues that you have to address. Like you said, I believe in that. We don't want to go tailgate with the, with the white folks, and we don't want to play. We'll have to address that. But I feel that the grunt of it, the hardest part of it, is finding a coach of that magnitude that can impact young, talented players. I feel like that was the hardest part. Jackson State done it. We got the hardest part out the way. And he's going to continue to bring in these top-notch talent. So, hey, really, $1 here, $1 there, why not?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen immediately, Scotty, but I'm on down the road, let's say 4 or 5 years down the line. Why not? Why not? Why wouldn't it be able to happen?
I don't listen, man. I totally agree. To me, I just believe in Deion can get the money. I don't think listen, Deion has been on numerous 5 stars, top 4, top 5, top 8. And 9 times out of 10, the only reason that they're not going is because they like, yo, I really want to get drafted. I don't want to take a chance on going to Jackson State and not getting drafted. My goal is to get drafted. So 9 times out of 10, that's why they go to an Alabama or Ohio State or whatever. But if you can eliminate that factor, if you could just eliminate that factor, you make Deion that much more powerful in how he recruits, because now he's not just worried about getting one player in the draft. He might send 5 or 6 players.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And you got to understand that's a big deal. A college like Texas, just this past draft, didn't have any players drafted. So a Power 5 school that's talking about coming and joining the SEC didn't have no players drafted. But Jackson State did. So that's what I'm saying. We already got a coach that can walk on water, that can make things happen that they never thought an HBCU school can make happen. So the hard part is out the way. After this, it's simple schematics. It's simple 1s and 2s, A's and B's. So yeah, Scotty, that's my take on it. This is my personal line. I'll be calling you from here now on. But appreciate taking my call, man.
Hey, no problem, J Love. Appreciate the call, boy. All right, listen, you got Mr. Campbell on the line. Let's see where I missed the mark at, because I know he's gonna come in with some heat. Hey, what's up, Mr. Campbell? Talk to me.
No, actually, I'm gonna go on your side.
What? Oh, what?
And I'm gonna play this game, because see, I'm gonna give a historical perspective of how this could have happened. Could happen, right? So I'm gonna use an example, Boise State. Do you know Boise State started off as a junior college?
Did not know that.
Boise State was a junior college exactly. Boise State went from a junior college to 1AA, because I'm going to just use FBS and all that shit. I can't remember all that. 1AA. And then guess what they did? Then in 96, they moved to 1A, Division I, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 96. In 2007, which would have been 11 years later, they played in the fucking bowl game and beat Oklahoma. So if you would have went to Boise State in 1990 and said you're going to beat Oklahoma 26 years later, what do you think people would have said?
You're crazy.
You're crazy. And if we all remember, Boise had a run for 4 years where they were in the top 10. So here's the thing where I'm going to use the Jackson State thing to compare this to Boise. Jackson State, because let's say if they're going to join the Big Ten, they're going to get Big Ten money, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're going to give me $100 million. So Jackson State right off the rip got $100 million.
Come on.
Right? Okay, so you give me $100 million. Jackson State, I keep trying to tell these knuckleheads this. Jackson State is the only school that will put 50,000 people in there. And I'm going to tell you this. They ain't scared to go to White State because, again, Jackson State sold Southern Miss out with Brett Favre there. They had never sold out. And Florida State was the number 2 team that came in there and ran their ass and then sell it out. So Jackson State actually has a fan base that would love to see Michigan, Michigan State, SC, and all them. Because you're going to put 45, 50,000 people in the stands, which is on par of some of the lower level Big Ten schools. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now I've got $100 million. I've got a fertile recruiting base. Because we used to have, when I was a sports, we used to have a rule, 6 hours or your cousin. Deion ain't got to go but from 6 hours to Dallas and 6 hours to Georgia and have every top 100 player that he would need to talk to, right? Easy. Now I've got $100 million. I got the nice, because what do we always argue about HBCU? What's the first thing? They ain't got the facilities. Yep. They don't have the people to take care of, right? That's the first argument, right? Yep. Well, $100 million make the shit ends meet like a motherfucker, don't they?
Sure would.
So they got the nice weights, blue and white with the JSU tiger on it, like Georgia. So you can't say the facilities ain't nice. But guess what Deion gonna have like Travis Hunter found out? He gonna have them beautiful J Sets and Miss JSU and Miss Country Girl, and they all look like him. And they all act like him. And they gonna be dancing and partying like Shadua and them doing at the step shows and all that thing. So if you give Jackson State $100 million, because what has my argument always been with you, Scotty, is that we don't get funded.
Yeah, give
what
us
do
what
I
we
say?
owe.
Give Tennessee State that $1 billion.
Yep.
What you think Tennessee State would be? Give FAMU that $1 billion. What do you think they would be? So if they had equal money, because I want everybody to understand something. A lot of these players, when you have to pay a motherfucker to come to your school, he don't really want to be there. They have paid these boys to come. They don't want to be there. Ole Miss paid people. Do you really think those black kids really want to go to Ole Miss? They don't want to go to Ole Miss. Do you think they really want to go to Georgia? They don't want to go to Georgia. They end up at Georgia. Do you think they really want to go to Alabama? They end up at Alabama because the ends justify the means. So if you gave Jackson State the money, the Big Ten money, and the clout, Deion would kick all these son of bitches ass. Because every one of these parents, like me, that have kids, that will sit there, because everything's even now. Remember,
thank you.
We're even, right?
So now you're not going into a parent's living room and say, you know what, we might play this school or we might see it.
You ain't gonna have no cereal in the morning, and we ain't got 50 different socks.
Yeah.
And we hope that you're gonna have a dorm room that's nice. We ain't got to do none of that. See, now I can sell you the greatness of Jackson State. I'm going to sell you about our business school. I'm going to sell you about all the education. I'm going to sell you about our alumni. Because remember the argument that I had with white boy, I can't remember the basketball player, Doug Gottlieb. Remember that? Rant by Doug Gottlieb?
Yeah.
And Doug Gottlieb saying, well, why would anybody go to Jackson State and their alumni? And I asked Doug Gottlieb, you show me one black alumni that you got that's millionaires. That ain't an athlete for Oklahoma State. I'll wait. Jackson State has alumni that are millionaires. Jackson State has CEOs that are alumni. So Deion can come say, you can get a great education too. You ain't gonna get that shit that they giving down at Alabama or LSU or Georgia. You're gonna get a real education. You're gonna be like Bishop Bonnet, that's got an engineering degree, architecture degree. So yeah, if you gave Jackson State $100 million and all the facilities either, what black person, that's black, I'm talking about black people, I ain't talking about no stepping and fetching dig rolls, would dare not go to an HBCU? Why would you go to Georgia when they don't want you there? Why would you go to Auburn when they don't want you there? Why do you go to Alabama when they don't want you there? They don't want y'all there. You know that, right? They do everything, because if those players were not players, look at the missions of how they try not to let you get in. The SATs, your GPAs. Yeah, they wouldn't even let the black girl that was her father was a judge and on the board of regents even pledge a white sorority down in Alabama. You think they really want you down there? So no, Deion would kill him with $100 million. And that's the reason why, this is what my argument is. Why do you think Ole Miss and them are trying to shut Deion down right now? Because even with the little bit Jackson State got, Jackson State has the most dominant program in the state of Mississippi. tradition-wise. Mississippi State ain't got no tradition. Ole Miss ain't got no tradition. Southern Mississippi ain't got no tradition. Jackson State has the Hall of Famers when they ain't have shit. Jackson State has some legendary coaches when they didn't have shit. Jackson State leads the state in attendance when they don't have shit. So you think about that. Yeah, that would be a dangerous mix. And they don't want no parts of that. Because that's a fear of a black parent right there, brother. They don't want no parts of that. So that's the thing about it. So yeah, so now I'm totally in agreement with you. If all things are even, I'm not talking about that because I'm gonna use it again. What's the difference with Boise State did? In Boise, Idaho, what would you rather go? Boise, Idaho, or Jackson, Mississippi?
I ain't.
So you gonna tell me they could do it in Boise, Idaho, and go beat Oklahoma's ass, and have that run with all those players? And I'm talking about they had draft picks, bro. They had NFL quality players at Boise State.
And
that was a junior college that Jackson State played years ago in the 1AA playoffs. So there's your comp right there. So for anybody want to argue that, tell me how Boise State did and why Jackson State couldn't do the same if they had $100 million.
Well, Blue said they're not in the Power 5. I don't think they're FBS or Power. They're not in the Power 5. I don't believe something like that, Mountain West or something like that. I don't know.
No, they don't have to be in the Power 5. They're D1. They played Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I know they're not in the Power 5. They played in a national bowl game. They played on the New Year's Day bowl game. That's what I'm talking about. So that's all that counts. So I'm talking about using that as an example of how they built their program. From a junior college to a 1AA program to a Division I program that played in a New Year's Six bowl in less than 30 years. And they didn't have Big Ten and $100 million money.
Facts.
So that's why I just wanted to put that out there. So no, I think it easily could happen with no problem if we were having this fantasy draft. Absolutely. And like I said, anybody want to call it and argue that, tell me where am I wrong at? Because Scotty, you think I'm wrong with anything I said?
I don't think you're wrong. I just think that, and I'm seeing a lot of comments of people saying, they can see the FBS happening, but just not the Big Ten. But to me, it's like, if and you're a businessman, if you get 5 or 7 businessmen and if Deion comes to, like, let's say me, you, Blue, and it's 10 billion, it's 10 billionaires, right? You come to 10 billionaires, you're like, I need about 10 million a piece, right? And you're like, all right, but I'm gonna need my investment to come back to me, or somehow, some way, or or if I'm doing it as a donation, then whatever. But I can't go into a conference that does not pay Jackson State a reasonable amount of money, because then we just wasted $10 million. You get what I'm saying? Because if you go into a conference that your annual payout at per school is not 40 or 50 million, we just really wasted money on you. Because you can't sustain.
But the point of it is, the point is, okay, and let's talk the business part of it. Why does everybody think that SC and UCLA is leaving the Pac-12? Because of money. Why is Texas and Oklahoma leaving the Big 12? Because of money. So you can make the same argument. They're leaving to get more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at it because SC is like, shit, we're getting $25 million a year from the Pac-10. I'm about to get $100 million. This is fucking USC, one of the top 5 college programs of all time, that is dipping on the Pac-12, bro. Think about that. They are the flagship member of the Pac-12, USC football. And they like, we out. See you for the money. So again, I'm just using the fantasy that you put out there. Yeah. And all I'm saying is, if you're giving me that money, if long as Jack State can cut the check the next year, we'll cash the check. They're gonna say, hey, Jack State, listen, we ain't gonna be able to give you $100 million until next year. Yeah, like you say, Deion is already getting 5 stars right now, 4 stars right now with nothing. So you're gonna say, hey man, we getting ready to go to Big Ten and whoop their ass, and we're gonna get $100 million. Come on, man. I mean, I'm just saying, if we're going to play this game, I can logically just give you and walk you guys through how a program that was a junior college did it. They did it. That's facts. So don't say what can't happen. I hate when people say what can't happen. I know reality says it, but all I'm saying is Boise State thought that same thing. Because I remember Jack State and Boise playing in the fucking playoffs. That's why it blew my mind when I saw Boise State playing Oklahoma. I said, ain't that some shit? But this also goes how white people invest in their stuff and invest in money. Louisiana Tech was the same way. Louisiana Tech was 1AA. And they zoomed right past Grambling and got all that money. And now they got all that nice shit down there, and they don't give Grambling nothing. It's all that simple, man. It's not that hard. And then one quick thing, basketball always proves that. Look at Duke is not no big school. I'm talking about population-wise.
Yeah.
But they're basketball power. Duke basketball. So all it takes is the money for you to be great. That's all it takes. The rest of it take care of itself. Because I will put Deion Sanders with even playing money, and he will out-recruit. Like I said, I'll tell you, he'll out-recruit everybody in the state of Mississippi. Ole Miss just went to the Sugar Bowl, did they not, just a couple of years ago?
Oh, yeah.
So Ole Miss. So just think about this. I give you perfect, because I don't want to bog you down, but I'm going to use an example. That same, just say if Deion got the same, and all those boys are from Mississippi and Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Just say Deion said, don't y'all go to Ole Miss, come to Jackson State. That's a Sugar Bowl team right there. Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
You gonna tell me, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You give Jackson State the same resource that Ole Miss got. Ain't nobody black going to Ole Miss. And they got a Sugar Bowl team. So that's it, man. So I just wanted to call in and say I came in late, but I thought that was fascinating. So I wanted to agree with that. Because I thought about boys when I heard you say it. So I'm with you on that.
Appreciate the call, Mr. Campbell, as always.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
Yo.
If you don't think Deion can out-recruit Lane Kiffin, you bugging. You're smack. Lane Kiffin is a diluted white version of Deion. Lane Kiffin is Kool-Aid without sugar. That's what Lane Kiffin is. That is exactly what Lane Kiffin is. Lane Kiffin is diluted Kool-Aid with no sugar. What? What? He can't out-recruit Lane Kiffin? Bro, if you gave Deion the same resources, if you give Deion the same resources as Lane Kiffin couldn't hold a candle to recruiting Deion Sanders. He couldn't. Are you serious right now? Lane Kiffin can out-recruit Deion on the same level? Boy, sit down. And Jordan, you know you my mans. You got to sit down on that one. You got to hold several L's. That Bama is diluted Kool-Aid. Are you kidding me? He's cream of wheat. What are we talking about? Man, stop it. Lane Kiffin. Boy. You all right, you see, you letting that Power 5 stuff get in your head. That's what you letting happen. Yeah, whatever. Hey, caller, you allowed to talk to me.
What's up, Scott? This as we awaken.
What's good?
Hey, I wanted to. You got it. I'm gonna share one aspect on how some of these colleges actually move up in conference where they're invited. So you know that phrase "fake it till you make it."
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these schools do this. So here's an example where sports marketing, because we keep saying marketing, advertising, what have you. Sports marketing looks like this, and I've seen it happen. Sports marketing, if Jackson State had a connection, will say, okay, we need to go get sponsors to cover tickets for the entire season. All right, sponsor number one, let's say a bank. We need you to take 10,000 tickets for the year. Sponsor number two, grocery chain. We need you to get 10,000 tickets for the year. You take all those tickets and you look at, let's say, 50,000. Like I don't know what the stadium size is, the capacity for Jackson State, the Memorial Stadium.
Uh-huh.
You get enough sponsorships to cover all those tickets for the whole year, or enough of them to make that stadium at least 2/3 of the capacity the entire season. That will give the look of a company. Oh, you know what? They really support that. Because I keep hearing a lot of JSU fans, oh, we support, we come this, we come that. Well, when you look at the average attendance, now Jackson State did have the highest attendance in, I think, and I forgot what area last season, but it was like 17,000, 18,000. You start getting that 30,000 attendance range for every game, you're going to get those invites to come to a conference. You might get that invite to come to a bowl because you're giving away these tickets for free and your stadium is full. So you're giving the illusion that you're going to fill up the stadium. So if they invite you to a bowl game, instead of $1 million celebration bowl, you might go get a call from Little Bowl up in Memphis to get $3 million because they're looking at what your fan base did the entire season. That's one aspect of, because I was reading in the chat. Everybody got saying, Jackson State fans gonna pay $200, $400 if they go to Big Ten and so. It don't work that way. When Michigan, they pack out, most of those tickets, 30% of those attendees at those games are students. It's in their tuition. Another 20% is sponsored by corporations. Then they get enough money to discount the rest of them to get every game to its maximum capacity. That's how they play that. They don't pay for them tickets like that. If you go look up NCAA revenue and see what average teams play, most of these big PWIs and major white schools, they only get 15% of their revenue from ticket sales. It's an illusion.
That's real.
So if you get the schools to look like they're packing out, because how many times have you seen a HBCU game or ESPN and they keep the cameras at field level because they don't want to show the sparsity in the crowd? If you start showing that crowd base looking halfway full and up, you're going to get a call. You get one little invite. That's why some of these schools, these white schools, they be 5-5, 6-5, but they just got invited to some bowl game. Well, how they get there? Because they saw what their attendance was doing. That's the game they play. So I just wanted to share that one main perspective so people could quit saying, oh, would the fans pay for them tickets? They ain't paying for them. They fooling your asses. Just wanted to share that.
No problem, G.
And wake you up.
No problem. Hey, no problem.
Right,
Appreciate it, man. Listen, guys, I'll say this. Lane Kiffin can probably coach circles around Deion. At this point, right now, I do believe, and I listen, you know me, I call a spade a spade. I do think he will be outcoached by Lane Kiffin. Absolutely. I'm not saying that. But the name of the game is to get talent. And that, listen, what makes Lane Kiffin so cool? It's the same thing. Oh, I'm preaching today, babe. I'm preaching today. It's the same reason why white people go viral on TikTok. They do the same. Black people do a dance. It's because we're cool. We're hip. We're supposed to dance, right? You see a white person do a cool dance, they go viral because white people, they can't move like that. Oh my God, I can't believe a white person's dancing like that. Oh my God. Like the little white girl at the wedding who was rapping the little verse or whatever. Black women do that all the time. Black women do it all the time. They don't go viral. But a white girl does it, they go viral. That's what makes Lane Kiffin, because he's doing stuff that most outspoken black coaches do. So it's not nothing new that Lane Kiffin's doing. That's why the guy said Deion would be the most dynamic black coach, because David Shaw is not dynamic. The dude up at Penn State, he's mulatto. He's not really dynamic. So you talking about a coach with full-fledged swag, NFL Hall of Famer. I mean, pretty much all the parents who are dropping their kids off at college has watched this man and idolized this man play football. You don't think he's bigger than Lane Kiffin? Sit your ass down. If you don't think he's bigger than Nick Saban, sit your ass down. The only reason Nick Saban is because he's put people in the league and he's built Alabama to what it is. Granted, got it good. But if we're talking about off coolness, we're talking about, I want to hang with that guy over that guy. Deion got all them Bamas beat. Deion got all them Bamas beat. I don't care what you're talking about. You can talk about all the coaching and schemes and all that. That's great. Yeah, Nick Saban could probably coach circles around Deion. I ain't talking about coaching. Lane Kiffin, Ryan Day, all them Bamas, all right? But you might not, it don't equal wins, but it equals talent. You get talent, okay? Talent. And talent gets you the wins, okay? Hey, Carter, you loud, talk to me.
Can we just get that off the table? That's a total fact. If white people do basic stuff that black people do on the normal, you just automatically gonna get 10x. Like that's just a given. Like, that's not even talking about that. By the way, this is Moose. And now it's discouraging, and Scotty, I see why you get headaches a lot with people in the SWAC, because sometimes as black people we cap ourselves for no reason at all. Like before you even get started, oh, you can't do that. You better not go that far. They're gonna pull you back. And it's like, how much more does this guy have to prove? Like, what he's done with limited resources, that if he got invited up to a Big Ten conference, he wouldn't succeed. That doesn't even sound right. Like, why? What would be the barriers for him? And he's going to learn on the job. Like, do we not think the top recruits will go to JSU off the rip just because of Deion being the first HBCU in big time football? I mean, like, come on, like, what would be the inhibitors? Like, why wouldn't recruits go there?
You're still going to fight you listen, you can't get rid of the Nick Saban effect. You can't get rid of you can't get rid of the Ohio State effect. You can't get rid of the USC effect. There are schools just have an effect because they them schools, you know what I'm saying? I hate to be like the negative English, but they them guys, you know what I'm saying? They have that type of that feng shui to bring people to them. But what you're doing is, I promise you, that top 100 list, that top 300 list, yeah, Deion's coming for all that. He coming for all that. You know what I'm saying? So you not just going to knock, you just not going to just, especially if the resources are the same, you're not about to just knock him out the park with talent. It's not going to happen. But I agree with a lot of commenters. It's all about coaching them Bamas up. Listen, Deion can have all the talent in the world. If he doesn't coach them up right, then it means little to nothing. But the first thing first is you got to get the talent. That just is what it is. And the biggest thing he's going to have to figure out is the trenches. You got to get your trenches right when you go to the Big Ten. But I mean, we talking like he's there, but I'm just saying, like, go ahead.
We living in a hypothetical, like, that's everybody. We living in a hypothetical world. This JSU is not going to go to the Big Ten. And if anything, it would make more sense to go to the Big 12 before anything. But if we're going to live in this hypothetical world, number one, if he goes to the Big Ten, now, come on, let's look at it right now. He's in contention with getting a top D lineman. JSU is in contention with getting a lineman from Bama, and he lives in Alabama. Like, think about that.
Yeah.
That don't even make sense. So him jumping 5 steps to go to the Big Ten, automatically he's going to have linemen that can even consider him. Now his comp, like what you said, that's the perfect analogy, Superman without kryptonite. Because all those things that was in him, he gonna be talking out his ass, and he be talking, as Mr. Campbell would say, cash shit, because he gonna be like, look, y'all, we going to go win a national championship. That's what we about to do.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless if he gets it or not, he can talk like that. And if he don't make it to the national championship, he can walk his happy ass right into a bowl game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead.
He's not even supposed to be there. So if they just go to a top BCS bowl game, that will be historic, because you first of all, it's just like Travis Hunter. You're the first to do it. Y'all the first HBCU to go in contention for a national championship. Now, we know it's going to be some political bullshit just because, but the fact that he can just say that, and people that are not considering this, you got to look at the fact of, we are used to being in a SWAC, we used to be in FCS. The idea of looking at JSU as a top conference doesn't make sense. And people keep saying it's Power 5. Power 5 has it has no structure. There's no binding behind it. That's just the same. People say Power 5 because, quote unquote, they're the most dominant conferences. But that doesn't, if you go to a Mountain West or a Pac-10 now or Pac-12, that you're no less of a Division I FBS than other schools. If you went out for a couple of years, you're going to go to a national championship. That's the branding, Power 5, Power 5. We keep saying that shit over and over, and it inhibits your mind. But if they go to the Big Ten now, I'm calling it. They in contention for national. The coaching part, head coaches don't do shit for real when it comes down to the hardcore coach. Your job is to organize and oversee. And you can see as of right now, the way he's constructing JSU, he's putting the right people in place because he know he can't do it by himself. So it's not that hard. Like, I think after a couple years, he'll figure it out. All right, I'm punching out.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And I want to say, and listen, I'm glad he brought that up. I didn't even think about that, right? So now, put your thinking caps on. I can't wait till my hat gets here. I can put my thinking cap on, right? Think about this. If you give Deion the money to go get the best coordinators, right? To go get the best coordinators, he can't coach. I'm just saying, if you allow him a budget to go get the best coordinators, because listen, this is the factor you're going to have to deal with, right? This is the factor you have to deal with. You're going to have black men wanting to be a part of what Jackson State is doing in that conference, right? Big 10, Pac-12, whatever you want, wherever you want to go. You're going to have those guys wanting to be a part of what Deion is doing, right? So now you can go out and hire the best of the best, either, you know, however you feel or whatever, or go get you a guy that you really, really want and you can go afford him, right? So I'm just saying, you can go get some people. You know what I'm saying? You can go get a top coordinator. You can go get a top defensive coordinator. You can go get these guys. Because think about it. It's the same thing that's happening now. Deion goes and does all the shopping for groceries. Okay? This is what they do. Let me tell you the day in the life of Jackson State, right? This is the day in the life of Jackson State. Deion is the dad. Okay? He's the dad. And all the kids are the coordinators, right? All the coordinators are kids, right? And this is what happens. All the kids make their request to Deion. Hey, Dad, I saw this toy on television. Hey, Dad, I saw this marshmallow on television. Hey, Dad, I saw this on television. I want it. And you know what Deion goes and do? Deion goes and closes. He brings his pocketbook, which is his coolness, his swag, whatever Deion has, and he goes out and closes. So the coordinators say, hey, coach, we need this kid. Hey, coach, we need this kid. Hey, coach, we need this kid. You know what Deion does? Deion puts the chains on. Deion puts the charm on. You know what I'm saying? He does all that Florida talk, and he closes. So now, you take that same mindset that is in the FCS, you take that to a Power 5 conference, and Deion is wiping Bamas. I don't give a damn what you talking about. I do not care. Deion is wiping Bamas clean if it happens. I'm just telling you. That's the day in the life of Jackson State right there. Day in the life of Jackson State. Coaches make the request. Deion goes out and closes the deals. That is what it is. Listen, guys. This is still a hypothetical. All right. This is still a hypothetical. But at the end of the day, the real issue is just the money. Listen, you can despise Deion. You cannot like Jackson State. You cannot like anything. But what you cannot ever deny, and I don't give a damn who you are, what you cannot deny is if you give Deion the same resources as a Rutgers, you don't even got to give him Notre Dame money. He's a multiplier. He is a force multiplier. So if you give Deion Rutgers money, if you give Deion any low budget Power 5 conference, he will make you pay. Just is what it is. 3475 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live?
Scotty.
Yeah, you live.
Let me ask you something, man.
What's up?
Why you selling us all this BS? We ain't going to the Big 10. We're not going to the SEC. We're not going to the Big 12. We ain't getting on $10 million. We're not going to get $100 million. We can't even get them folks to come to Jackson to play us a game. So what makes you think, where we going to get this $100 million from?
Listen,
you can't spend what you ain't got.
It's not, listen, once again, it's not about, you thinking your alumni is going to come out of pocket and be like, oh yeah, we just found $100 million. No, that's not going to happen. What I'm saying is that Deion has the capability of going to find the money. Like, he has the connections, because with connections brings resources. How you think you got the field? Walmart. How you think you got something else? Pepsi. How you think you got something else? So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff that you have, or that you have received, other than, I think Zoe told me that the practice field was already getting, not the players' lounge was getting rebuilt, but Deion changed it up a little bit. Deion can go find you some money. You know what I'm saying? He can go, depending on how much he feels that, he's going to be there or stay there and really wants to build Jackson State up. He can go find the money. Let's not act like he can't get the money. The fact of the matter is that people limit their mindset to be like, oh, we don't have this and we don't have that. Well, you have hold on. You have a person that is a force multiplier. Deion is a force multiplier. It just is what it is. If you put Deion in a situation to where, let's say you take him out of Jackson State and you put him in the University of South Florida becomes a contender. I don't care what anybody says. Just off the pure basis of Deion being a force multiplier. But go ahead.
Let me ask you a question then.
Yeah.
How many students go to University of South Florida?
I would
over 50,000.
Okay, over 50,000.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So how many go to the teams in the Big Ten?
Probably the same amount, 30.
They have about 30, 40,000 each one of them. Jackson State got 6,000, maybe 7,000 students. You ain't in the same world.
But
now we got a good following. We can do a lot of things, but we number 4 in our state.
Sir,
okay,
sir.
They them white folk down in Mississippi is not gonna let them jump Southern Miss. They ain't gonna put them ahead of Ole Miss. They not gonna put them ahead of Mississippi State. Ain't gonna happen.
Sir,
okay.
I'm asking you, but what about what I said about getting money has anything to do with your enrollment?
When you got it, then I believe you can't spend what you ain't got.
Sir, that's the whole I don't know if you have a comprehension problem. That's why you have to go out. Yeah, you must have. You have to go out. Listen, I'm not saying Jackson State is going to spend something they don't have. What I'm saying is Deion's going to go out and get it so you can spend it. We're having two different conversations, sir.
Okay. I believe in reality. If you can't put it on the ground and make it run, then it ain't real.
Then don't call in because it ain't real.
I mean, this is just a conversation. Don't get upset.
I ain't getting upset.
It's a conversation.
If your motto is if it ain't real, then I don't believe it. Then why the hell call in? That don't even make sense. All you tell
I'm calling in to give you an opposite view.
It's not an opposite view if you believe reality. If you just say, oh yeah, reality is. We all know what reality is. Smoke. What are you talking about?
Hello.
I'm here. I'm right here.
Okay, I mean, you stopped in the middle of your conversation. I just wanted to hear.
It doesn't make sense because if you're talking reality, everybody knows that this is not a reality situation right now. So it's nothing that's going to be on the floor and running. But what I'm telling you is the issue that a lot of people have is the money issue. And to me, that's not an issue. If you can use Deion as a force multiplier to go get you some money and bring it back to your institution, you get on here talking about you can't spend money you don't have. Ain't nobody said something about spending something they don't have because I know you ain't got it.
Okay, that's the point. I mean, he can.
Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Yo, Scotty, this is True Rattler, brother, calling you from Sanford, Florida.
What's up, man?
First of all, brother, I'm sure you've been getting emails from me because I sent an email real quick to the associate athletic conference, whatever, for the SWAC. So I'm not here to talk about that. I do want to talk about that last caller. He sounds like Green. He might be a cousin or something, but go ahead and give me an explosion on that. Anyway, so let me share this with you. There was a time when the University of South Florida was a D1A, Division I AA school. And they got a very famous AD, or a very famous person to become their AD. And I believe he was a running back in Tampa, like back when Tampa was orange and white, like way back in the 80s and 90s. But anyway, he got in there and he worked himself literally to death. I mean, like the brother, his health failed. But at the end, he moved the University of South Florida up to Division 1A. They got into the conference, the Sun Conference or whatever, and now they're in, they're playing what they're playing. What I'm saying is that didn't start and didn't happen overnight. That happened way in the 90s, right? Because we were kind of watching it happen because there was this talk that South Florida would play Florida A&M because they were both at that time in the same conference. South Florida at that time, and this is in the 90s again, was a larger university than Florida A&M University, but it is a younger university. Now, you remember how you showed us the tax returns for the Bayou Classic
Yes, sir.
Well, one of the things that President Humphreys taught us as an alumni of FAMU is to go back and see how the state of Florida has funded the universities in the state of Florida. So if you look at, let's go back 25 years and you look at how much money FAMU got versus all the other schools, you can see that just the funding from the state alone to all the other universities, particularly the smaller ones at that time, University of South Florida, University of Central Florida, far and above surpass what they are giving even today to Florida A&M. So what I'm trying to tell you is, even with that funding that they were getting, they still needed a famous person to get in that AD's office, do the work, and make it happen. I don't need you to tell me about reality. People who have the "it ain't broke, don't fix it" mentality stay exactly where they are. All right. Mm-hmm. I need the person who's going to say, I have a vision and I'm going forward and I want y'all to come with me. Those people are the leaders and the people that we follow. We don't need any reality tellers. We can look on our phones and tell us what the reality is. I'm searching and trying to get to the time where we are now, where we want to be in the future, not focus on where we are now. Don't tell me about money I don't have. Tell me about money I'm going to get, right? Point the direction to where we want to go. And we got it up on the walls at FAMU. Lead me, follow me, or get the hell out of the way.
Hey,
brother, that's all I want to drop for you today. Peace. It's good to be back.
No problem. Appreciate you. Hey, man, shout out to him. He sent a letter to Andrew Roberts for me. He BCC'd me in that Joker, and he was bringing the heat. That's that support. I appreciate him so much. I really appreciate it. That's love, real talk. All right. And remember, don't forget. Nah, you won't forget. Set the date. Let me get that. Let me get my slide up. Set the date. July 22nd, member live only. Listen, it's a members live only. If you ain't a member, you gonna want to be a member that day. I'm telling you, I'm dropping all the receipts. You gonna have a swag media day, then you gonna have an Armageddon media day. It's coming. I'm dropping bombs. Armageddon, Independence Day, all that. It's over. What's the day after tomorrow? All the 2022. What other doomsday movies you got? It's all that in a bag of chips. Set the date. Put it in your Google calendars. All right. Let me get to Dre again. Hey, what's up, Dre? Talk to me.
Man, that caller, not the caller, the one that was talking about how Jackson State don't have enough students. That's gonna happen, but as long as you win, the more you win, the more students are going to come, the more you have infrastructure. A&T's the biggest HBCU. We have like over 13,000 students. Mm-hmm. That happened when we was winning celebration goals and we were sending folks to the league. Like, that happened because everybody wants to be a part of winning. Like, if you think Jackson State enrollment hasn't went through the roof,
you're bugging. You're bugging.
What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen when they decide to go, if they go to the Big Ten? Everybody's going to be a part of it. So, the enrollment is not really a big thing because now as long as, the state doesn't try to put their thumb on it per se, but, most of the big schools that win, the enrollment goes through the roof. So, that's not going to be a big issue. A&T is the largest HBCU. That's because we win. And you think they not going to want Jackson State as a D1? Everybody because you'll be a national brand. So the room is not a problem, but he doesn't. I agree with the last call. You got to have vision because when stuff happens, I remember when you said the thing with Travis Sanders, you're like, Deion don't impress me unless you get a 5-star. And then he got one. Now you're like, oh, ain't really nothing he can't really do. Mm-hmm. So folks got to realize that. So, but they've never seen this. So if you've never seen nothing like this, you don't know what to think because you've never seen this. It's foreign to folks. So that's all I had to say.
No, you good, Dre. Appreciate the call, bro. Hey, listen, I want to go back to somebody said something. Let me say something real quick before I go to Coach Green. And Coach Green, you probably gonna be my last caller. Let me see something real quick. Here we go, right here. Brandon B. We can't build Jackson State anymore, though, unless we tear down communities. I've been to Jackson State. I've been around that little mini circle in the middle. And if you go around that circle in the middle and you pass the first turn to the right, you keep going and you keep straight, there's some stuff back there that can be torn down and be added to Jackson State, okay? So I don't know what you're talking about, but there's plenty of room to get built. Just start bulldozing stuff. Just start bulldozing stuff down, okay? So I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, there's plenty. It's called gentrification. If white people were doing it, it's called gentrification. When black people doing it, it's called we tear down our communities. No, sir. We trying to upgrade too. Okay, we try to upgrade too. So that's what we doing. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to me.
Hey, what's good with you?
What's good? What's your name? Where you come from?
Shit, this is Dumbo from El Paso, Texas.
What's good?
Hey, I'm just wanna ask you a serious question. Why you been going on so hard on PV, man?
Why I been going hard on PV? Because PV been going hard on their own students. That's why.
But I'm saying, like, when is that your business to do that?
It's my business because it's my channel. You know what your business can be? Helping out PV. That can be your business.
Hey, you ain't helping them out. You ain't helping them out, bro.
That can be your business. Hey, you know what you can do? You can talk to Donald Reed and be like, "Hey, Donald, hey, let me help you out, my boy. Let me help you out."
You ain't helping them out. You just sitting up there talking shit about them on your little YouTube, the little bullshit YouTube channel.
Oh, stop the rain. You can't stop the rain. When it starts to
corny, bro.
That boy emotional. That boy emotional. Where my emotion? Oh, you know what? I'm so corny. That's why you called in, though, right? Taylor Thomas. Is that why you called? Is that why you called in, Taylor Thomas? Huh?
Hey, bro.
Is that why you called in? Is that why you called in, Taylor Thomas? Huh? Is that you? Because that boy emotional. That boy emotional. Taylor Thomas, huh? Why you? Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Why you talking? Hey, bro. Why you talking about my school like that, bro? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, Adrian. You know what I'm saying? You know, I tried. You know, I was, Adrian, you know. Anyway. Who's this? Hey, caller, you live, talk to me.
What's good, man?
What's good? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Rashad, man, calling from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi with a 202 number? That's a little backwards, but go ahead.
Oh, I work for the government.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I was about to say, you know what I'm saying? I was like, that's DMV. That's DC right there. I know that anywhere.
Yeah, that's DMV, man. Yeah, man, I was just there working. But, man, I'm from Mississippi. You know, I'm born and bred in Mississippi, and my mother's alumni at Jackson State, so, as well as I went there a few semesters.
No problem. Talk to me.
Man, I just want to say, man, that I think it could possibly happen. Like you said, man, if he had the budget, because people don't understand what all that budget could take care of, not only living expenses, but your coaches being able to travel. It's a movie right now on Netflix called Hustle, and we see like how this agent travels around the globe. Like if Deion had the budget that he could send his coaches and scouts around in these nooks and crannies, crevices, man, to be able to recruit even more talent and to be able to tap more into, you know what I mean, different markets and different points, bro, it'd be crazy because one, we already know he's a marketing genius and he knows his value. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the other coaches, I think I heard a call, one of the dudes chatting said, like Lane Kiffin can like recruit just as bad as Deion. I'm like, bro, you crazy, man. If this dude come and sit, you can't tell me if this dude go sit in somebody's living room, the kid is coming with him. And I just want to say, man, I want to see Jackson State grow even more. I want to see the whole HBCU grow. And like you said, bro, listen, I've been around Jackson State campus. I feel like a lot of that neighborhood can get torn down because No, like no cap. Like, bro, listen, bro. If you literally a block from Jackson State, Ontario Road, bro, it's like a lot of that stuff can be, pushed down. And man, they can build. Matter of fact, I don't know if you remember, like 10 years ago, it was a publication came out where Jackson State, it had like this indoor field, and Jackson State was like speculating like this was gonna cost like $200 million to build this indoor field and facility. I feel like, bro, they can build that facility in that neighborhood near that campus, and if Deion get the budget, I guarantee you he can get it done, bro.
That's dope. That's a dope idea. That's dope. And you can probably make it like most campuses, or most big college campuses. They have like different. What is it like spots or sections or something like that? I don't know what they call like different campuses or something like that. So you could probably just have like a little mini like a school transit bus that takes kids from one half of the campus to another half of the campus. Hey man, it's all possible. When you got money to move like that, trust me, anything's possible.
But listen, and then people don't understand, like Jackson, Mississippi is honestly, it's a metro city. Like people don't understand, like Tuscaloosa and Starkville, Mississippi, where Mississippi State is a country city. Ole Miss, Oxford, Mississippi, a country city. Mm-hmm. Bro, listen, if they had the resources that both those schools have, because like I said, I'm from Southern. I was raised right down the street from USM, bro. It's not a special campus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Jackson State had that budget, bro, they attract all type of kids. And Deion is doing right now in the state of what Jackson is in right now. Deion is still doing. He's showing pure leadership. He's showing, positive energy, as well as he's showing that that a kid can capitalize off their name and likeness. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we're seeing a lot of money being flung around in other schools, but the thing is, ain't nobody really popping out with no products, no marketing, anything like that for their name and likeness. Their jerseys not everywhere. Like they ain't doing no product. Affiliate marketing for nothing. But Deion is doing that. I think he started with the kids, giving them like a little wave cap deal or something like that. I think that was last year. But bro, listen, if the man had the budget and he had his way, you know what I mean? And he had the state behind him, because it is gonna take the state to get behind them the way they need to be. You know what I mean? Man, Jackson State will be the #1 school in Mississippi.
Hey, man, that's what it is. Hey, appreciate the call as always, my boy.
Most definitely, man.
Salute. Listen. Them PV shirts coming soon. Yes, sir. I'm doing it. You know me. I got to do it. I got to do it, man. Listen, Taylor Thomas, okay? And get the likes up. I ain't worried about Taylor Thomas because, he's probably not going to like the stream. But everybody else, get the likes up. All right, get the likes up. All right, we're going. Hey, listen. About to bring on Coach Green. Okay, I want everybody, listen. Go get your headache medicine. All right, if you got a nice warm glass of milk, my girl got wine. She ready. All right, if you need some wine, go get some wine. If you need something stronger, all right, go get your shot glasses. Go get your Hennessy. Whatever you need to get through the conversation, you go do that at this point in time. We're going to take a little quick commercial break. All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break. All right. And you take your time, get yourself prepared for this conversation, because it can go either way. All right. It can go either way. Somebody said blunt in hand. All right. It can go either way. All right. So listen, without further ado, all right. I should call him like Coach Green, aka the Headache Man. All right. Hey, what's up, Coach Green? You live?
Hey man, you gonna stop playing with me, bro? You gonna stop playing with me, bro? I was gonna be nice and everything. Then you just turned the table on me. You know what? I want Taylor to call back. I'm gonna find Taylor. Me and him will become best friends. Because you know what? You probably ain't even had nobody from PV talk bad to you before.
No, I haven't.
You got the first person for me to talk bad to.
He is. He really is. You know what I'm saying? And he sounded like a Jackson. I thought he was a Jackson State person. Because I thought because they come in with that they come in with that country accent. I was like, oh God, here we go. And he just went straight left on me. Or why you talking about PV like that? I was like, dang, okay.
Finally, you got somebody else from another school talk bad for me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now people gonna be, I just want people to know everybody gets to work. See, Jackson State fans be crying, oh my God, all he does is talk about us. See, you got a PV fan calling in talking about why you go so hard on PV. Oh my
hey, you got some Brown fans crying too, but they don't call in.
Nah, they don't call in. They don't call in. Baby, who I said I was gonna put on a spatula? Remember a floss water. Who? I said I was gonna put PV on a floss water. I think I said I was gonna do. Yeah, I think I said I was gonna do that. Put that on the floss water or something like that. Yeah. Try to name brand because I was gonna call it a fly swatter with a PH like PHY fly swatter. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just me. I'm creative.
No problem. It was funny, man. How you introduced me in like that, man. It was just funny. But anyway, a lot of people forget though one thing about Ole Miss. They forget Ole Miss had to rebrand themselves because they weren't getting them type of recruits that they're getting now. Because people forget that Ole Miss once flew the Confederate flag all over the campus. And their nickname was Ole Miss. And if they went for the rebranding, they wouldn't have got the players they started getting later on. So they decided to take them Confederate flags off the campus and stop flying no more. Because them boys used to fly. You look at some of them old videos, you see Confederate flags all in the stands. So it's possible for the dude, everything you talked about when it comes to Jackson State is possible because of people like Deion. Because think about it. Before Gonzaga made their run, you didn't know John Stockton went there, right?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either. Until they started making a run, now they're getting all kind of money because, shoot, Mark Few could have left because everybody else offered way more money than Gonzaga. But he didn't leave. He stayed and continued until it was able to start paying him the type of money he's getting now. So it's possible because even Coach Mr. Campbell mentioned about what Boise State did. All this stuff is possible for everything you mentioned. You are 100% right. If everything on the same playing field, Deion got the advantage because of who he is.
Now I know hell about to freeze over when you agree with me. Woo-wee!
Dude, you watched the Destroying video.
Yeah.
Destroying asked him, "Why did you come?" They were standing in front of the scooter, or the golf court. What did he point at when he asked him why you come to JSU? What did he point at? The name that was on the front of that golf court. That say Prime.
Oh, Travis. Yeah. He said, "You see it. You see what? Yeah.
That tell you right there. Crowder told Deion to his face on I Am Athlete that you is not getting no 5-star. What Crowder had to do the next time when that 5-star signed? What he had to do?
He had to apologize. He had to apologize.
The 4-star that was going somewhere else because when Travis Hunter made his decision, that 4-star wide receiver all of a sudden decided to go to Jackson State from St. Louis. That tell you something. And then he brings in Tim, that's a top recruiter. That telling you something right there. So everything you said is possible, right? I agree with you 100%. And I know it ain't often me and you agree 100%.
That's facts.
I agree with you 100%.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call, though, as always, Coach Green.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm going to say this, and I'm done. To everybody, I hate y'all because y'all always mess with me.
You stupid. We love you too, Coach Green.
Oh, man. ahead. Hey, caller, you lie. Talk to me.
Bruh, well, first of all, man, I'm proud of you for doing your job on behalf of all the media. You're getting the stories out. But come on, man. You killing PV when they reaching out to you to help them expose some stuff, and you talking bad shit about it. Then, on the flip side, man, Andrew Roberts, bro, is alumni of PV. You don't think we gonna get on you about getting after him, bro? That's bad.
And, hold on. Andrew.
Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. That's all I'm gonna say on that. You know what I'm saying? In my big homie, I'm still a fan of you, bro. Hey, tread lightly on messing with Brother Roberts. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't never work out right for those that go after him. But anyway, I'm proud of you, bro. Keep pushing these stories, man. We lie with you.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right.
Damn, bro.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you straight
I got mixed feelings, bro. I'm proud of you, but I'm PV alum, so I'm like, come on, bro.
Listen,
They looking for help, bro.
Hey, listen, that's dope. I'm glad you repping your. I'll never tell you not to rep your school. But if Andrew Roberts is a part of, if he's a part of that alumni base, listen, y'all either listen. He don't see what y'all fail to realize is y'all don't understand how much Maryland I am, right? That like people be like, oh, Scotty be bringing the smoke. I really don't be bringing the smoke because I have a lot of stuff that I don't. But I promise you, on the 22nd, everything that I have on Andrew Roberts is going to get dropped on this channel, and he think I'm playing with him, but I'm not. So it's going like.
Well, all right. Well, you know what I'm saying? Good luck with that, bro. You get the dropping and shit get the dropping too. So anyway, you might want to just do your due justice and try to get in ahead of time. So it must have happened with he ain't the only person pulling that. He was SID. You're not over that no more. So whatever you mad about, bro, it's good. But you get your butt hurt. Shit, other shit get hurt too, man.
All right,
that's just real talk.
All right, and I'm man enough to
coming from a witness. You know what I'm saying?
Like
TV to TSU to TV, like coming from a witness. Listen, SID community is strong.
I am not worried about no Andrew Roberts. Trust me when I tell you. But hey, I appreciate the call though. If somebody thinks Andrew Roberts, like I'm supposed to be, first of all, he graduated from PV. What's that supposed to be? What's that supposed to mean to me? Oh, he was the SID at PV. I don't give a damn. What? I don't care. Didn't you hear? Spike don't care. Spike don't play with girls. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you playing with my name, my boy. Like, we're not about to do that. And you think I don't have the information that I have, but I got you. I got you dead to rights. I've been letting you live. I had you back when I was staying at a 1-bedroom apartment in South Carolina. I had you back then, but I was letting you rock. What? Worried about worried about Andrew Roberts? No, Andrew Roberts need to be worried about me. That's what needs to happen. That's what he needs to be worried about. Because I got the facts. But you can all listen. Set the date. Hey, Mr. PV, Mr. Jackson. Okay. Mr. Jackson. I thought we were going to little bow wows. Okay. Set the date. If you feel that froggy, whoa, you lying to me. Who said where? You said somebody said Darius Leonard's in the chat. You lying? You lying? Hold up. Let me. Yeah. Oh shoot! Is that really that? Hey, that ain't no. That's not the real Darius Leonard. No way. No freaking way. Yes way. Where the South Carolina State fans at? Oh shoot! Okay. I hope it is. Shout out to you, Darius. All right. But yeah, set the date. Set the date. All right. Let me see. Hey Darius, if you on here, I would love for you to call in, bro. I would love for you. Talk a little South Carolina State. He said that's Kobe. Why are y'all the way y'all are? Why are you all the way that you are? All right. But no, become members. Hey, listen, they better get it up. They better lock in. But no, real talk though. Jackson State going to the Big Ten is simply about. Oh, that is the real Darius Leonard. Oh, sniggity. Hey, shout out to you there. I would love an interview. Darius. Okay, Darius, stay with me here. My former coach, my high school coach, Gunnar Twiner, he coached at the Colts. He was your wide receivers coach at the time. I would love to get an interview with you, Darius. Talk about your time at South Carolina State and everything like that. He was supposed to reach out, but he said y'all had to go to the NFL and stuff like that. But would love for you either call in. I would love to get an interview with you for real. All right. That would be huge. All right. But man, that would be crazy. Come on, Darius. Listen, man, you got come on, man. Give me a call, Darius. Oh man. I didn't know. I didn't. I like football. I'm a football fan. Come on, man. You got another podcast show should be here. This is an episode you say. Oh man, bring it down. Why? Listen. I always talk like I go up. I do go up. I do go up. Thank you, Zoe. I'm gonna try to bring it back down. But yeah. But no, for real, Darius. For real, Darius. I'm trying to bring it down. All right. But you just in case, if you want to give me an interview, I appreciate that. But anyway, so no, but for real. All right. I do believe that Jackson State can go to the Big Ten in retrospect of the money aspect. I think if they get enough people, if they get the donors, if they get everything that's I'll say if they get everything situated with their finances and get somebody to donate the money, I think they can move to the Big Ten. And let's say they don't even go to the Big Ten. If they don't go to the Big Ten, if they go to the Pac-12, if they go to the Big 12, if they go in that footprint, the TV deal has to make sense. If the TV deal don't make sense, the rest of that don't make no sense. It's just that serious. If the TV deal don't make sense, the rest of it don't make sense because remember, you have to sustain your program. At the end of the day, it don't matter how much money influx comes in, that has to sustain. So you have to be getting 30, 40, $50 million from these TV deals to help you sustain, to keep you there and to keep where you're at, keep where you want to be and keep growing from there. But listen, once again, I'm going to say this point and I'm going to get up out of here, right? If you take Deion Sanders to the Power 5, you are literally taking Superman and taking away kryptonite, because that's all the FCS is to Deion Sanders is kryptonite, because he has to constantly keep getting over the challenge of telling players, hey, I can get you drafted. I can get you drafted. I can get you drafted. Right. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you take Deion, you strip that FCS tag off of him and you bring it up and you take him up to another level, I'm telling you right now, crazy. All right. Coach Green, I am not about to answer your call again. We already had one sponsor segment by BC Powder. We are not about to have two. All right. But listen, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you save the date, July 22nd. All right. Until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.